And the other area in which we are complicit in genocide is in the reality that this country is not only speaking out in favor of what Israel is doing, as is the Labour Party, but we are enabling it, we are facilitating it, and worst of all, we are profiting from it. Why do I say that? The trade in weapons, which is what I write about, is the most corrupt trade in the world. 40% of all corruption in the world comes from the buying and selling of weaponry. Our tax money is used to subsidize the companies who make the weapons, even though they're private companies, and their profits go to their private shareholders. Our public money is put into those companies. So we are effectively paying for the weapons that are being used by Israel that have killed over 40,000 innocent Palestinians. And the bigger problem is that when we pay the bribes to Israel, to Saudi Arabia, to South Africa, some of those bribes come back to Britain. And those become donations to the main political parties. Those even go to individual politicians. So someone like Tony Blair has earned, and this is a very conservative estimate that we've made, £110 million personally since he's left office, out of the decision to invade Iraq and out of his association with British arms companies, including BAE Systems, that paid all the bribes on the arms deal that I tried to reveal when I was a member of Parliament. BAE Systems paid £115 million of bribes to win a contract that they weren't even shortlisted for, because the jet they offered didn't have the right technical capacities that were needed and was 2.5 times more expensive than the jet that the South African Air Force wanted. So Tony Blair and Prince Andrew, and who knows, maybe Jeffrey Epstein too, went to South Africa, hosted a dinner on the then Royal Yacht Britannia, and they asked the cabinet ministers who were making the decisions what they needed in terms of bribes. And then they paid them. So the ridiculous situation we're in this country is that it's our tax money that is funding the genocide in Gaza. That we are effectively subsidizing the corruption of our own political system. And who will speak out about this in Parliament? We hope Jeremy Corbyn will continue to. I can't think of anyone else. Now, why is this of concern to us in our daily lives here? Our daily lives, which are difficult. Because the 209 billion that is going on nuclear weapons, the tens of billions that is going to BAE and Kinetic and Rolls-Royce and Elbit Systems, which is an Israeli arms company with factories in Britain, is exactly the money that should be invested in our community. It's exactly the money that should be invested in the NHS so that we can get GP appointments when we need them. It's exactly the money that should be invested in our schools, in our care and benefit system, in youth services that have disappeared from Camden. This is our money, and it should be spent in our communities.